The door slammed shut behind me as I stormed into the dimly lit apartment, my heart pounding like a war drum. "How could you do this to me, Vivian?" I screamed, my voice cracking under the weight of betrayal. She stood there, frozen, her green eyes wide with a mix of guilt and something deeper, something that twisted my insides even more. Regret mixed with unspoken desire. I had met Vivian 6 months ago at a charity gala in downtown Chicago, where the city's elite mingled under crystal chandeliers. She was magnetic, a 42-year-old powerhouse in the world of corporate law, with auburn waves framing her sharp features and a confidence that drew everyone in. I was 25, fresh out of grad school, working as a junior analyst in my father's investment firm, trying to carve my own path while dodging his suffocating expectations. Vivian approached me with a smile that promised adventure, and before I knew it, we were entangled in late-night conversations that veered from professional advice to personal confessions. She listened when I ranted about my father's controlling nature, how he dictated every aspect of my life, from my career to my relationships. "He's a monster," I'd say, and she'd nod, her hand brushing mine in solidarity. But now, staring at the stack of documents on my kitchen table, emails, financial records, proof of her scheming, I realized it was all a lie. Vivian had come into my life not by chance but with purpose. She was my father's ex-lover from 2 decades ago, the one he'd abandoned after a messy affair that left her shattered. Her plan was revenge. Get close to me, his only daughter, extract secrets about his shady dealings and expose him. But somewhere along the way, lines blurred. Our coffee meetings turned into dinners, walks in Millennium Park became stolen moments where her touch lingered too long. I felt it first, a spark I couldn't ignore, a pull toward her that defied everything I knew about myself. I'd always known I was attracted to women, but coming from a conservative family, I'd buried it deep. With Vivian, it surfaced raw and undeniable. She felt it too. I could see it in the way her eyes softened when she looked at me, the hesitation in her voice when she pulled away. But now, with the truth laid bare, that attraction felt like poison. "Why me?" I demanded, tears streaming down my face. Vivian stepped forward, her hands raised in surrender. "Willow, please. It started as revenge, yes. Your father destroyed my life. He got me pregnant, then paid me off to disappear. I lost everything, including..." She trailed off, her voice breaking. I froze. Pregnant? The word hung in the air like a bomb about to detonate. My mind raced back to childhood stories my mother told me. How my father had an affair, how there might have been another child, but it was all hushed up. "No, it couldn't be," Vivian continued, her words tumbling out. "I gave the baby up for adoption. It was a girl. And when I started digging into your father's life, I found records. Willow, the dates match. The agency. You're my daughter." The room spun. Daughter? The word echoed in my skull, shattering every illusion. All those moments, the way she'd look at me with inexplicable tenderness, the protectiveness that went beyond friendship, it made horrific sense now. But what about the attraction? The nights I'd lie awake, fantasizing about her lips on mine. The guilt I'd feel for wanting someone older, someone who felt so right. Was it wrong from the start? Incestuous? Even if unintentional? My stomach churned. I backed away, hitting the wall. "Get out," I whispered. But Vivian didn't move. Instead, she reached for me, her eyes pleading. I didn't know at first. And when I suspected, God, Willow, I tried to stop. But I couldn't. "I've fallen for you. Not as a mother, but as a woman. This is madness, but it's real." Madness. That was the only word for it. I thought about my father, oblivious in his penthouse, building his empire on lies. He'd raised me in luxury but with strings attached. Marry well, uphold the family name. Never stray from the straight path. Coming out as lesbian would destroy that facade, and now this? A biological mother who'd seduced me unknowingly? The irony burned. I sank to the floor, sobs racking my body. Vivian knelt beside me, her hand hovering, unsure. In that moment I hated her, hated myself, hated the world that had conspired to this point. But beneath the hate, a flicker of something else remained, that forbidden pull. What kind of monster was I to even consider it? The next morning I called in sick to work, my mind a whirlwind of confusion. Father would be furious, but I couldn't face him. Not yet. Vivian had left after hours of tense silence, promising to give me space. But her words haunted me. "I've fallen for you." How could she say that? Biological ties aside, society would crucify us. Lesbian relationships were hard enough in conservative circles. Add a 17-year age gap in this twisted origin story? It was a recipe for disaster. I paced my apartment, replaying every interaction. The first kiss, that almost happened during a rain-soaked evening in the park. We'd sought shelter under a gazebo, laughing at our drenched clothes. Her face inches from mine, breath warm. I'd leaned in, but she pulled back, muttering about boundaries. Now I knew why. I needed answers. Digging through old family files in my closet, I found a sealed envelope from my adoption agency. My parents had told me I was adopted, but details were scarce. "For your own good," Mother said. Trembling, I opened it. Birth date mine. Mother's name Vivian Hargrove. Father's my adoptive father? No, a blank space but notes about a payout. It was true. Vivian was my biological mother. The realization hit like a freight train. All my life I'd felt out of place in my family, too sensitive, too different. Now it made sense. But the attraction? That was my own demon. Was it nature, nurture, or just cruel fate? Confronting father was inevitable. That evening, I drove to his mansion on the outskirts of the city, the skyline fading in my rearview. He greeted me with his usual gruff affection, pouring scotch. "What's eating you, kiddo?" "Work stress." I slammed the documents on his desk, copies Vivian had given me, evidence of his embezzlement schemes. "Explain this." "And explain Vivian." His face paled. "How do you know about her?" I spat the truth. "She's my mother. And you've lied to me my whole life." He denied it at first, then crumbled. "It was a mistake. I paid her to abort, but she didn't. Adoption was the clean way out." Clean. The word infuriated me. "You ruined her life. And now mine." As I left, his pleas echoed. "Don't tell your mother. It'll kill her." Back home, Vivian waited on my doorstep, rain dripping from her coat. I couldn't stay away. We talked through the night, unraveling the past. She spoke of her youth, falling for my father, the betrayal when he chose his career over her. "I wanted to hurt him through you," she admitted. "But you're everything I dreamed my daughter would be. Strong, kind, beautiful." Her hand found mine and I didn't pull away. The tension built, a silent acknowledgement of the line we teetered on. Was this love or delusion? Society screamed wrong, but my heart whispered otherwise. As dawn broke, I made a decision. Explore this, consequences be damned. But deep down I knew the price would be steep. The weeks following the revelation blurred into a haze of secret meetings and whispered confessions. Vivian and I agreed to keep our distance from my father, but the pull between us grew stronger, defying logic. Every glance, every touch carried the weight of our shared blood, turning innocent moments into moral minefields. I found myself questioning everything. Was my attraction to her rooted in some subconscious recognition of our bond? Or was it genuine desire? The thought tormented me, keeping me up at night, staring at the ceiling as doubts swirled. At work, I buried myself in reports, avoiding father's probing eyes. He'd become paranoid, convinced I was plotting against him. "You're different lately," he said during a lunch meeting. "Is it a man? Or something else?" The something else hung heavy, a veiled reference to my hidden sexuality. I'd never come out to him, fear of disinheritance of his rage. But now, with Vivian in the picture, the stakes were higher. If he discovered our connection, both biological and emotional, it would shatter the family empire. I smiled tightly. "Just stress, Dad." Inside I seethed. How dare he pretend concern after years of manipulation? Vivian invited me to her lakeside cabin outside Chicago for the weekend, to talk things through. I hesitated, knowing the isolation would amplify our tensions. But I went, driven by a need for clarity. The drive was silent, my mind racing with what-ifs. What if we crossed that line? What if society found out? Lesbian couples faced enough scrutiny. Ours would be a scandal of epic proportions. Arriving at dusk, the cabin glowed warmly, a stark contrast to my inner turmoil. Vivian had prepared dinner, simple pasta, wine. We ate on the porch, the lake lapping gently. "Tell me about your childhood," she said. I recounted the sterile luxury, the absent affection. I always felt like something was missing. She nodded, tears glistening. I wondered about you every day. What you looked like, who you'd become. Her hand covered mine, and the spark ignited again. I pulled back. This can't happen, Vivian. It's wrong. But my voice lacked conviction. That night sleep evaded me. Lying in the guest room, I heard her pacing. Finally she knocked. Can't sleep either? We sat on the couch sharing stories. She spoke of her struggles post-abandonment, poverty, therapy, rebuilding as a lawyer. Revenge consumed me until you. I confessed my own battles. Crushes on girls in college, hidden from friends, the loneliness of pretense. Meeting you felt like coming home. The words slipped out, laden with implication. Vivian leaned closer, her breath on my cheek. What if we forget the biology? Just for a moment. Our lips brushed, a tentative kiss charged with years of lost time. Panic surged. I pushed away. No. We're mother and daughter. She recoiled, hurt flashing. I know. God, I know. The next day, guilt gnawed at me. Driving back, I called my best friend Elena, the only one who knew I was gay. I've met someone, but it's complicated. She pressed for details. Older woman? Scandalous. If only she knew. Hanging up, I realized the isolation. Who could I confide in? Therapists? They'd report it as unethical. Family? Laughable. The societal pressure mounted, expectations of normalcy, marriage, kids. As a lesbian, I was already an outlier. This made me a pariah. Father summoned me to his office that Monday. I've hired a PI. Vivian Hargrove is back in town. Stay away from her. My blood ran cold. Why? He slammed his fist. She's dangerous. Wants to ruin me. I feigned ignorance. I don't know her. But he saw through it. Liar. She's been seen with you. The confrontation escalated. She's your biological mother, isn't she? That whore. Rage boiled over. Don't call her that. I stormed out, his threats ringing. Choose sides carefully, Willow. Vivian waited at my apartment, frantic. He knows. We plotted damage control, deny everything, focus on his crimes. But the kiss lingered unspoken. About the cabin. She started. I cut her off. It was a mistake. Hurt etched her face. Was it? The question hung, challenging my resolve. Deep down I wanted more, but the moral quandary paralyzed me. Was pursuing this betraying myself or embracing truth? Society's voice screamed abomination. My heart argued for love in any form. As days passed, the media caught wind of Father's scandals. Leaks I hadn't authorized. Vivian denied involvement, but suspicion crept in. Did you use me after all? She swore no. I'd never hurt you. But trust frayed. Then a bombshell. DNA results I'd secretly ordered confirmed it. 99.9% match. Mother and daughter. The paper trembled in my hands. What now? Ignore it? End it? Or defy the world? Elena's surprise visit compounded the chaos. Who's the mystery woman? She teased. Vivian was there, tension palpable. Elena's eyes widened. You too. Oh. She left abruptly, promising discretion, but I feared judgment. That night, Vivian and I argued. This is tearing us apart, I said. Maybe it should. But as she left, the emptiness hit. I craved her. Not just romantically, but as the mother I'd never had. The duality tortured me. Father's call came. Meet me tomorrow. We end this. Dread filled me. What choice would I make? The meeting with Father was a powder keg waiting to explode. His office towered over the city, a symbol of his unyielding power. I arrived early, nerves frayed, rehearsing my demands. Back off, Vivian, confess his sins. He sat behind his massive desk, looking older, wearier. Sit, Willow. No pleasantries. Vivian's poisoning you against me. I laughed bitterly. You did that yourself. He slid a folder across. Photos of Vivian and me. Intimate moments captured. This is sick. Mother and daughter? If this gets out. Threat hung implicit. Ruin. What do you want? I asked. Cut her off. Or lose everything, job, inheritance, family. The ultimatum stung. Choose him, the liar who'd shaped my life, or Vivian. The truth that could destroy it? Leaving, I felt trapped. Society's chains tightened. Familial duty versus personal freedom. As a woman loving women, I'd faced whispers. This amplified them to screams. I drove aimlessly, ending at Vivian's firm. She ushered me in, concern etched. What happened? I relayed the blackmail. Bastard, she muttered. We brainstormed, expose him first, but risks loomed. He'll drag us down, I said. Vivian touched my arm. Together we can fight. The word together ignited hope and fear. Our eyes met, the unspoken desire resurfacing. Vivian, about us. She silenced me with a finger. One crisis at a time. But the tension simmered. That evening Mother called, oblivious. Your father's worried about you. I snapped. He should be. Hanging up, guilt washed over. She was innocent, raising me as her own. Revealing the truth would shatter her. The moral dilemma deepened. Hurt the woman who loved me unconditionally, or live a lie? Inner turmoil raged. I journaled furiously. Is blood thicker than love? Or is love blind to blood? Vivian suggested therapy separately. We need perspective. I agreed, but sessions unearthed buried pain. My therapist probed. This attraction transference? Or real? I deflected. It's complicated. Admitting the full truth risked judgment, even reporting. Paranoia set in. Was I being watched? Father's PI perhaps. The pressure built, manifesting in nightmares. Exposure, rejection, loss. A turning point came at a family dinner. Father announced. Willow's met someone special. Mother's eyes lit. A boyfriend. I choked. No, a woman. Silence descended. Father glared. Mother gasped. Is this a joke? I stood firm. I'm gay. Chaos erupted. Father accused Vivian's influence. Mother cried betrayal. How could you? Storming out, I felt liberated yet broken. The coming out, tainted by our secret, amplified the drama. Vivian comforted me later. Proud of you. In her arms, platonic yet charged, I confessed. I want more than mother-daughter. She admitted the same. But society. We kissed then, fully a dam breaking. No going back. But euphoria mixed with dread. What price for this love? Scandal brewed. Leaks hit the press. Father's embezzlement tied to old affairs. He blamed Vivian, suing for defamation. Court loomed, dragging us in. Testimonies exposed fragments, our meetings, the DNA. Whispers of impropriety circulated. Friends distanced. Elena ghosted. Isolation deepened. Worth it? Vivian asked one night. For you, yes. But doubt crept. Father's confrontation at my apartment was brutal. You're disgusting. Seducing your own mother. Vivian arrived mid-fight. Leave her alone. He sneered. You planned this, revenge through perversion. Fists flew, I intervened. Police came, no charges but damage done. Media frenzy. Tycoon's daughter in taboo affair? Headlines screamed judgment. Society's verdict. Immoral, unnatural. Hiding at the cabin, we faced reality. We can't sustain this, I said. Vivian disagreed. Love defies norms. But cracks showed, arguments over ethics, future. Kids? Marriage. Impossible. The mauve taboo widened. An anonymous tip to mother. The full truth. She arrived devastated. How could you, Willow? And you, Vivian, your own child? Tears flowed. It's not like that, I pleaded. But explanations failed. She left, disowning me. The loss cut deep. Father's empire crumbled. Arrests followed. Victory tasted ash. The fallout from the scandal rippled through every corner of our lives, turning Chicago into a hostile territory where judgmental stares followed us like shadows. Vivian's law firm demoted her. Clients fleeing the taboo lawyer. My job vanished. Father's influence or my own notoriety. Unemployment forced tough choices. Downsize budget. But the real toll was emotional. Nights blurred into therapy sessions where we dissected our relationship. Is this healthy? The couple's counselor asked. Vivian defended. We didn't know at first. I added. And now? It's chosen. But skepticism lingered, mirroring society's disdain. Coming out publicly amplified the drama. Interviews requested, declined. But one blogger outed us fully. Incestuous lesbian affair rocks elite family. Comments poured in, hate, support, curiosity. Disgusting, some said. Brave, others. The polarity fueled inner conflict. Was I a victim, perpetrator, or pioneer? Vivian struggled too. I birthed you yet love you as equal. The paradox tore at us. Family fractures deepened. Mother filed for divorce citing betrayal. You stole my daughter, she accused Vivian in a heated call. I mediated, failing. Choose, Mother demanded. I couldn't. Disinheritance followed. Fathers will altered. Poverty loomed but freedom beckoned. We moved to a small apartment in a liberal suburb, seeking anonymity. But whispers followed. Neighbors shunned, dates canceled. Isolation bred resentment. This is your fault, I snapped one night. Vivian retorted. You pursued too. Arguments escalated, revealing cracks. A beacon. Support groups for LGBTQ+ with unconventional stories. There we heard tales of age gap loves, family rejections. You're not alone, a woman shared. It helped but didn't erase guilt. Moral quandaries persisted. Had we betrayed ethics for desire? Society's norms, nuclear families, hetero ideals, clashed with our reality. Father's trial brought climax. Testifying, I exposed his crimes, but prosecutors probed our relationship. Irrelevant, Vivian argued as my lawyer. But damage done, juries' faces twisted. He was convicted, sentenced to prison. Visiting him, he spat. You destroyed me, I replied. You destroyed us first. Closure? Hardly. Post-trial, Vivian proposed. Marry me. Shock hit. But legality. Symbolically, we did. A quiet ceremony with allies. Vows exchanged. Through blood and beyond. Euphoria briefly reigned. But reality intruded. Adoption agencies denied us. Friends faded. Too controversial, they said. Loneliness amplified. Internal monologues intensified. I pondered. Is love worth the exile? Vivian echoed. Without you, no. But doubts festered. A health scare, Vivian's routine check revealed a lump. Benign, but it shook us. What if I lose you? I cried. The scare prompted reflection. Life's fragility versus societal scorn. Betrayal struck from within. Elena, once trusted, sold our story to tabloids. For your own good, she claimed. Hurt cut deep. Friends turned foes, Vivian sighed. Trust eroded. We isolated further, paranoia peaking. Awakening came gradually. Community events, pride parades offered solace. Strangers approached. Your story inspires. It shifted perspective. From shame to advocacy. But costs mounted, mental health strain, therapy endless. Are we happy? I asked. Vivian hesitated. Struggling, but yes. The ultimate test. A family reunion attempt. Mother reached out, tentative. I miss you. We met neutrally. Tears, accusations. How can I accept this? She asked. I explained. Love isn't chosen, it happens. Partial reconciliation, strained hugs. Father refused contact from prison. Progress bittersweet. As months passed, our bond evolved. Less passion, more companionship. But the initial fire? Dimmed by trials. Questions lingered. Did we choose right? Society's pressure eased slightly, but scars remained. Stability crept in slowly, like dawn after a storm. But the undercurrents of doubt never fully receded. Vivian and I built a life in the shadows of our past. Volunteering at LGBTQ+ centers, channeling pain into purpose. Helping others heals us, she said. I agreed, facilitating groups for those facing family rejection. Stories mirrored ours, disowned for love, battling norms. It validated but highlighted our anomaly. You're the extreme case, a participant noted. Extreme. The word stung, reinforcing our outlier status. Career rebounds came. Vivian started a boutique firm for marginalized clients. I freelanced in consulting, focusing on ethics in business. Ironic, given father's fall. Success tasted different now, laced with humility. But social circles remained small, trust hard-earned. Betrayals like Elena's left wounds. Forgive? Vivian asked. Maybe someday. Inner reflections deepened. I meditated on choices. Pursuing Vivian meant sacrificing normalcy, but gaining authenticity. Was the trade fair? Society evolved slowly, same-sex marriage legal, but our twist? Still taboo. Media revisited our story annually, sensationalizing. Forbidden love. Mother-daughter duo defies odds. We ignored, but it grated. A pivotal moment. Vivian's birthday. I planned a quiet celebration dinner, walks by the lake. Remember our first kiss? She reminisced. Nostalgia hit, reigniting sparks. But caution tempered. We've paid dearly. Indeed, health tolls emotional exhaustion. Yet resilience grew. Worth every tear, I whispered. Family ties mended piecemeal. Mother visited occasionally, awkward but warming. I don't understand, but I love you. Father's release loomed. Reconciliation? Unlikely. He'll never change, Vivian said. I nodded, closure and acceptance. Community backlash persisted. Protests at events. Promoting incest. Counter-protests defended. Love is love. The debate raged, mirroring our internal strife. Moral ambiguity. Right for us, wrong for society? As years blurred, our story faded from headlines, becoming folklore. We aged gracefully, Vivian's auburn graying, my energy maturing. Regrets? I asked one evening. Only not finding you sooner. Sentimentality aside, truths emerged. Love's cost? Isolation, judgment, but also growth, awakening. In quiet moments I pondered the ethics. Defying blood ties for romance, selfish or brave. Society judged harshly, but personal truth prevailed. Yet the question lingered. Did we awaken to freedom or delusion? The end came not with a bang but reflection. Sitting on our porch watching sunset, Vivian held my hand. We've lived fully. I agreed, but the core dilemma remained unresolved. Was it right to choose love over morality? Or does true love transcend all boundaries?